What's up, everyone? Hope everyone's having a good Mother's Day weekend. I know probably committing the sin of the century up here doing a live stream on Mother's Day, but it's been a while. Hopefully, the audio and everything's working good. So, pipe up down in the comments and let me know if the audio works. If you're seeing a middle aged, really ugly white guy, then the video is also working. So, don't worry, don't be alarmed. That's just me. How I look. So let me know. I'll fix it. I think the audio video typically runs pretty good, but you never know. It is the internet after all. Cool. Got a bunch of you saying, let's see. We're looking good. We got Pick up in here with what's up, POA again. I'm going to kill. I don't know if you guys can see it. 720p ain't that great, but I got a bug in here. He's been here for like 3 days and I'm about to just like set fire to the gun room because I cannot get this freaking bug. We may get him on the live stream today. Who knows? Anyways, we got Mr. Pick. We got Mr. Joel. What's up, brother? Pick wants to know, what's old Josh going to talk about? Well, who knows? I don't even know. Precision rimfire. Really budget-friendly scope, some center fire stuff, but really mostly, like always, fielding all your guys' questions, seeing what I can and can't answer. Mr. 22 Lima Romeo in the house. What's up, brother? Always nice to see Mr. Jeremy. Glad you ain't on here because with that beautiful head of hair you got make me feel really, really bad. Let's see. Oh, boy. We got Mr. Dennis says everything's working. Uh-oh. We got Len, who probably should be working. I ain't going to tell your boss, so don't worry about it. That'll be an inside joke. He may be on here too. Let's see. Mr. Mark Dorman, what's up, brother? Nice to see you. Who else we got in here? Matt Williams, what's up, brother? Got Dave Hiller. Mr. Lex. Let's see. We got Damon Grail. What's up, man? Out there in Wisconsin, I hear you. Let's see. Hey, Josh, is the wife home? Yeah, she's home. I got till about 9:30 tonight, so hour and a half should be better than last time. And yeah, I got a couple like less lethal options, but the finish on most of the guns are pretty good. So I try not to go there, but that fly keeps coming around here. Things are going to get rowdy pretty quick. We got Mr. Big Country. What's up, brother? Yeah, he's buy a bug assault best 30. Yeah, I need to get a bug assault because it really goes from like, fisticuffs with the flies to like an airsoft gun to like air rifles and then firearms. So yeah, not a good escalation of force. And Len, yep, he's supposed to be at work. Glad he could pop in. What is your take on different manufactured barrel tuners? I don't know that one design's better than the other. Some are smoother, some retain better, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's mass on the barrel that moves to change the harmonics. I mean, it's a very simple principle to impart on a rifle. Move the weight forward and back. That will change the harmonics, and can take your rifle and put it in or out of a harmonic node. So I'm not sure. The ones that I played with, Eric's are really, really well made. I think they do a really good job on the machine work. So if I was going to run one, probably a Cortina tuner. Chris, assume you're talking about Midwest Missouri, Chris. He's just had a bunch of personal stuff going on. I think he's trying to get back on, but he's had a ton of personal stuff keeping him off YouTube. Let's see. How's warrant officer? I'm way done, luckily. So I went to warrant officer school, the warrant officer candidate school in 2021. And then I went to Missouri for 6 months for a basic course, which is where they teach you like your MOS specific stuff, like my specific area. But yeah, that's been a while, luckily. So I've just been out and about doing the normal thing. Wind Gun Works in Nashville, Georgia, lot testing. Yep. Yeah, they're the new Ely guys, so that's pretty cool. They've been without a test facility for a while. they lost their test center guy, and then they just decided not to bring him back. And I think they moved locations too, so that a big part of it. But yeah, Widden is going to be doing that. And looks like, yeah, it looks like they're going to be doing pretty good out there. We got Mr. John Hill from Lindsay, Ontario, Canada. Appreciate you showing up, brother. The motorcycles. So we kind of caught up with one of them. The cops caught one more guy. So we recovered 2 of the 5. The one of the 5 we recovered was just smoked. I had to get it totally rebuilt, like everything: tires, wheels, sprockets, chain. Had the engine rebuilt. I mean, they ragged the crap out of it. But yeah, I think they only actually arrested and charged one guy. So what are you gonna do? I don't know. The bug assault. I just never really needed one. I got enough crap hanging on the wall. Maybe I'll get one and put a really cool Cerakote job on it and stick it up there. My brother has a bug assault in London. I still need. Yeah, I need to get one, I guess. I didn't know they were that big of a deal. Let's see. Hey, just wondering how much better the Nexus Gen 2 is versus Gen 1. If I get Gen 1 for 600 less right now, wondering what to do. I would get the Gen 2. The turrets are a lot better, and you're getting a lot of the features. I can't for the life of me remember like the internal travel. I believe there's more internal travel on the Gen 2 than the Gen 1. But overall, I feel like it's a pretty worthwhile upgrade. If I was looking at a Gen 1 or Gen 2, I would still get the Gen 2. I was kind of hoping they were going to bump it up to a 34 mil main 2, but they didn't. They stuck with 30 mil. But so far, I like the turrets a lot better, because they basically took the Theos turrets and like the illumination stuff and put it on the Nexus. So I do like that. $600. Yeah, no, hard to say, but for me, I would do it. You ever use? Oh yeah, I use my Kestrel like all the time. But if I was going to use, most ballistic apps are good. They're just dependent on what you want to pay and what you get used to using. I would say if you feel like you need a ballistic app, it's probably worth it to just go ahead and bite the bullet and get a Kestrel, because those are amazing tools. You can put multiple guns on them, and I don't think I've ever known anyone who bought one and was like, man, I wish I didn't buy this Kestrel. Because once you have it, it's just kind of, like hard to live without. And I definitely couldn't go without it anymore. We got Mr. CW Longshot. Appreciate you showing up. Let's see. I have a Varmint 457 link to get a cheapish chassis that will balance. Wife would kill me if I bought an ACC. Honestly, the KRG Bravo, I believe they inlet for 457s. I'm 99. Yeah, it must. I'm pretty sure I've had a KRG Bravo. That is like $400, and you can get kind of a basic one, and then you can buy the tools like the Bull. You can buy the enclosed Arca 4N. So you can kind of like get into it pretty cheap and then kind of add on. Now it's never going to equal an ACC, I don't think, because you're never going to have like that rigid chassis. PDC Customs, I think they're a little bit cheaper. But honestly, I would probably lean towards KRG, or, just save up and, sneak in the ACC when the wife isn't looking. Let's see. Don't see many folks with a 457 at one short barrel. The 16-inch barrels are fine. They're a little louder. I despise the at one stock. I hate it. I used to look at Boyd's as a very premier gun stock, and I just don't anymore. The inletting to me looks like it was chewed out by a pack of rats, and I just never been really happy with them since I got into precision rifle stuff. And so I just don't like that one stock because it's a Boyd's product, and they always seem to disappoint me. Let's see. Should I test Ely with lots of ammo available or Lapua with limited amounts? If you're going to test Lapua, you pretty much got to go to the test center. But if you want to shoot Lapua, you can just buy some and, enough to shoot for what you're planning with, 5 bricks or whatever. Test it in your gun. If it doesn't work, you can surely get rid of it. You can resell it and then try again. And that may be a process. If you want to shoot Lapua and you don't want to go to a test center because you don't want to buy a case, then that's what I would do. But yeah, I mean, the Ely is a little bit easier to test because they have availability. That's for sure. And yeah, I forgot about that. Joel says the Element Ballistics app is free. And yeah, I mean, it works. Ballistic apps are very easy. There's not a lot of like crazy, like hidden things about, solving for ballistics. It's the most important thing is sourcing like the weather closest to you to get that information in. But the rest of it's just like, it's basically just a easier to use calculator. Let's see. Good marksman can smoke a fly mid-flight 4 or 5 feet away. That's where I'm telling you, I suck at trying to shoot stuff up close. Like, give me behind a precision rifle or something and give me something out far. But put something like something crazy 10 feet away from me, and I'm gonna miss a ton. I don't know what it is. Let's see. It's good to see a JP rifle last video. Yeah, I'm using the Black Dog. I use somebody commented. So I got these 15 rounders. Those have been working really well, but they don't lock the bolt back. That's the big problem. That's what sucks. And then you got the M&P mags, and you get these little spacers on them. These work really well, but they're kind of like these go into the mag well really easily. These you kind of got to learn. They've got to be in straight because you can kind of get it in crooked and it will bind. So that's the only bad thing about them. But yeah, still using them. Love them. Just want to know you're big time. Just want you to know you're big time. Appreciate you, brother. Damon is a semi-local guy, coyote killing maniac, and a precision rifle shooter, and hell of a good guy. Yeah, Mr. 22 Lima Romeo. Kestrel is the one piece of kit worth of money. Yeah, it is. We're in a world where we spend exorbitant amounts of money for hunks of metal that don't really do a lot for us. The Kestrel is like an amazing thing for what it costs, but it's not cheap, but it's amazing. Let's see. When dry firing a Brigard round is easy, what gets damaged? The firing pin. The firing pin. So most modern rimfires aren't going to hit the barrel face with anything. The problem is that firing pin is usually going to have that soft brass to hit, and when it doesn't have it, after prolonged amounts, and you can dry fire the crap out of all of these, but at a certain point, you have it hitting the shoulder of inside the bolt, and it's basically like vibrating the crap out of that firing pin, and it eventually will break. I dry fire all mine. I really haven't had any problems yet, but if I break a firing pin, I know what's to blame, and it's going to be me. But yeah, they should not be hitting your breech face at all. I don't know if really any modern rimfires that would peen your breech face. I said modern stuff. Anyways. Hey, Josh, what's your honest opinion about ST? Yeah. So I don't even remember what it was about. He had a video where he was calling out me and Chris about some airgun stuff or whatever. And I mean, you guys been here long enough, you know what the channel is all about. I don't have time to fake crap or do anything like that. I don't really watch his channel. He called me out once. We kind of went back and forth a little bit. Like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. I don't watch it enough to have an opinion about the guy. Yeah, nobody I know is serious into this is like really a big fan or watching this stuff. So I would say look at the videos and keep an open, as with any YouTube video, watch the video, pull what you can out of it, keep an open mind, and not everything is not everybody's faking the funk, but not everybody's super honest, and I don't know where he is on that. After that whole thing, it was a couple of years ago. I just kind of, I don't pay attention to it anymore. Got too much other stuff to do, testing and putting videos together for you guys, and don't worry about him. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. Just put a chimney in my 457 VPC, and you were right. So much better than the OD spring worth of money. Yeah, trigger pull is not. A lot of us associate triggers with trigger pull weight, but that's half of the equation. Getting a really good braking trigger, something that's consistent. You can put a trigger in something and have the accuracy go to crap because it may have like some sear to cocking like differences or variances or drag and things like that. So triggers are super important, and the Timney, gets very light and it's very consistent. So yeah, good stuff. What's up, Mr. Leather? Appreciate you showing up. Yeah, we're doing good as we can around here. How does the 452s were great guns. You know, some say better, you know, the older CZs where they had like threaded barrel tendons, things like that. Some of the guys swear by them, but you know, modern stuff, it's really a matter of barrel and ammo. I would say that the 457s and 452s are going to be as accurate as each other. I haven't really noticed any real detriment to having a slip fitted tenon, at least not in my rifles. Let's see. That's pretty interesting. I didn't know this. A couple of you have actually said this, Buddy and Jay George. I mess that up. Wins test in Lapua and Ely. That's pretty good. Let's see. I was lucky to get Straylock. Got the weather meter add-on. We'll use it until it stops working. Then probably copy. Yeah. If you got it and you don't update, you know, one day they'll you know, stop all this, you know, stuff with Straylock. But until then, yeah, just don't update your stuff. And now we got the real big dog in the house, Mr. X-Ring. Always nice to see Ray. Hope you're doing good, brother. Hope your family's doing good. Tell your wife I said happy Mother's Day. And yeah, hope you guys are killing it out there. This stupid fly, I swear I'm going to get them before this is over with. Timney drop-in did not work in my Tippmann. Yeah, you got to be careful about that. AR-22s are a different beast. I mean, some work, some don't. The AR-20, I mean, you put a Timney drop-in in any, you know, regular AR, I can almost guarantee it's going to work. But the Tippmann, those get a little funny, and I don't want to say proprietary, but a little weird about what mags and triggers and things work. Let's see. Have you seen the Blackjack Challenge from Eric Chan Pro Shooter? He's been in his home range. Yeah, it is, and I've laid off that. So we have Eric doing the Blackjack Challenge, and Ray on the East Coast has started a 1 MOA at I think it's 1,000 yards or a mile. I think a mile, and he's working with Zeiss on that. They're giving away a ton of stuff. If I had a mile centerfire gun, I'd already be bugging Ray about it, but check that out if you haven't too on his channel, X-Ring. I'll pop him back up here. But if you're into that stuff, he's running a really cool competition too. Definitely worth checking those videos out. Lapua testing at Whittens is $259, but you don't have to. Ooh. Yeah, I guess that's kind of, I don't know. So you used to be able to basically test, you would get it for free if you bought ammo. But I remember if you didn't buy ammo at the Lapua Test Center, I think it was much, much cheaper than that, like 50 or 100 bucks, like inconsequential amount of money if you didn't buy ammo. 260, definitely kind of up there a little bit. Hey, Josh, contact Track said you had tracked optic elevation locking turret gears removed by a machinist. Who did the work? I did. I wish I had, well, yeah, let me see. I don't think this one is done. No, this one is not done. So, but all you have to do is remove your turret like normal. When you pop the turret off, on the inside is a gear. You're going to see like teeth that mesh up with teeth that are on the optic. So if you just take a Dremel, and what I did was just turn this upside down so it was like this, put a little water down there, and just Dremeled it out slowly and used the water to keep this cool. And once you knock the teeth off of it, then when you reinstall it, it won't lock. It'll be unlocked even when it's down. So, you know, do that at your own risk. Obviously, probably not something they're going to warranty. You know, they're not going to probably replace that turret for you. But I've done it on 2 or 3, and I just like to be able to have the option to do it. So you just need a Dremel. It's very obvious when you pull it off. And if you don't have a Dremel, you can, I mean, they're so cheap. Run to Lowe's, grab one, zip it out. You'll be good to go. We got Mr. William Giddens up in the house. Appreciate you coming. He said, because he is a Hoosier. They're all crazy. Who knows? I'm lost. What's up, Mr. Burn It Down, Barney? Nice to see you, brother. Man, we're just missing Matt now. We got Mr. Ray Helms on here. We got all the local peeps, and Barney's a local shooter. He usually comes out there and whoops all of our butts, and including his son. And yeah, good people there. Nice to see you, brother. Military backer. So I was active duty for about 8 years, and I was just like a power generation guy, like a mechanic for power generation stuff. Left active duty. My last duty station was Fort Bragg. Got out of there. I was lucky enough to be in USASOC, so got to go on some group stuff, which was pretty cool, just as a support guy. But got to interact with those guys a lot, do a lot of cool things. Left there, joined the National Guard. And I'm at 18 years now. I transitioned in 2021. I was an E7, transitioned to becoming a warrant officer. And yeah, been doing that ever since. So that's kind of the deal with me. Nothing super special. Like shooting was always real separate from me from the military. I was just, everyday support guy in the military, but had a lot of fun. Is that JP living up to your? Yeah. My expectations were for that to be a DMR trainer gun for me. So I wasn't expecting it to go shoot 1/4-inch groups all the time. It's an AR. So we're dealing with a gas system that has to operate the bolt. I wanted the 1-for-1 from my DMR gas gun, my center fire to that, and a cool gun to shoot in these DMR rimfire matches. So it has done all that, and it is crazy reliable. I mean, it's been stupid reliable for me. And, it's JP. So the machining and stuff, it's just, over the top great. Can you do it cheaper with other stuff? Yeah, for dang sure you can. But the JP stuff is just really, really nice. So for me, that was totally worth it. Yeah, the ARA matches are a different beast. Those guys spend a lot of time with ammo, matching ammo to barrels conditions. And, it's not only just getting the gun and the ammunition. It's extremely consistent. It's also learning how to read the wind, because ideally you want to hit basically the same exact spot every time, 25 times on the target card. And it's not easy. And it's just not what I'm into. I probably couldn't survive an ARA. I would go nuts. But yeah, it's not easy. So you'll make fast improvements, and more you talk to those guys and get your stuff squared away. Yeah, brother, I appreciate it, man. Hopefully we'll bump into each other sometime at a match coming up soon. I had to modify the hammer and round it off. Oh, for the you're talking about for modifying for an AR-22. Gotcha. Let's see. Oh, we got Mr. Don Rimfire. Man, it's like the freaking YouTuber night tonight. This is great, man. A bunch of people I hadn't seen in a while. We got 22 Lima Romeo. We got Don from Rimfire SS, who is like the semi-automatic 22 king. That guy is a 22 maniac. Ray. We got Burn It Down Barney. Oh, and looky here. We got freaking Mr. Redneck Rimfire. I know he's got a bone to pick with me. He's in my Discord, and I was messing with him earlier. I don't know if he saw it or not yet, but good people there too. If you haven't checked out any of these guys, man, if you're in this live stream and you don't know who 22 Lima Romeo is, you're going to get like the best 22 course of fire. If you don't know who Ray is like the guy, and this is X-Ring. Ray is the guy who has all the crap we all wish we had. He's an SOT. I mean, he has everything, machine guns, all the cool suppressor stuff, plus the rimfire stuff. And he's a crazy, crazy freaking good pistol shooter, and all around competitor. So we got him. We got Redneck Rimfires up on here now. He does a lot of stuff with Voodoo CZ. He's putting up content all the time. Then we got, who else we got in here? Again, Don Rimfire SS, the 1022 freaking machine. He does bolt gun stuff too, but like this guy owns more 1022 stuff than anybody I've ever known. He does a lot of cool videos on anything you'd ever want to know about him. So another really cool rimfire shooter. And then I just saw this was sparked this. We got Mr. Fairview Precision, and I appreciate you, brother. And I may be wrong here because I don't watch a lot of YouTube. Like I kind of watch a few people. But didn't you build a CZ and then have that accent where you recorded on camera? I thought it was you, but I might be misquoting. You hurt your wrist or whatever. I think I comment on it. If it's not you, I'm sorry. I get stuff mixed up like that all the time. But pretty cool. We got a ton of really cool YouTubers on here. And back to the questions. Just acquired Voodoo 360 to manage. I've been a dedicated bench risk guy my whole life. I know first focal plane scopes are a big deal. Golf balls 200 is local. Would you still run? I always run a first focal plane because to me, if you own second focal plane scopes, there's nothing wrong with that. Anytime I'm shooting precision, I'd rather have the first focal plane because then all your corrections are the same no matter what your magnification is. It makes it easier too. The more people you get to know doing precision stuff, when you're out there, you can be, totally zoomed in and they're zoomed out, and you can be giving each other wind holds and things. And it just makes it a lot easier. It takes away, because this is a scenario I would urge you to get a first focal plane scope for, is to avoid this. Maybe you're out zeroing your gun or truing your gun. You've zeroed it, you're going to go true it. And you're doing that with a first focal plane, and you shoot and you say, oh, it's a 0.5 mil low. And then you make that correction, and then you forget, oh, well, crap, I'm at 14 power, not at 10 power, where that's truly a 0.5 mil. And maybe you wrote something down or entered some data that now isn't right. Having the first focal plane, the mil measurements or MOA, measurements on the reticle are always true, no matter what. So it just takes one step away from me making a mistake, and makes my life a little easier. So I would recommend them just on that. But if you're just messing around, you're comfortable with that scope, it's got good glass, it's doing everything you need it to, probably not worth upgrading just for the sheer fact of having that, unless you're going to shoot, competitively, or you're going to get a little more serious about it. Let's see. What's the best scope for 1022 under $400? Under $400, I mean, you're looking at, I think, Arkin, that's pretty much got to be it. If you want something to track repeatable, there's fixed power scopes that are going to have better glass. But if you want a do-all kind of scope, probably the Arkin, or the kind of low-end Athlons, you'd be good to go with either one of those. But it's really, to say best scope under $400 is kind of like what we just talked about. It's really subjective. Like, what do you need it for? What are you going to be doing with it? Do you want MOA? Do you want mil? There's, you basically need to figure out, I want mil, I want this, I want that. And then look for scopes in your budget, and find a reputable scope company, put it on there, you'll be good to go. Right? Yeah, all these legends in the same life. Right, exactly. Appreciate everybody showing up, man. I'm always astounded by how many you show up, and I love it. Love doing these. Need to do more of them. But it's just nice to be able to get on here and talk about, stuff without having to be on the comment section. So that's always a lot of fun. Let's see. Mr. Dirt ADV asking, not me, unfortunately. And Fairview, okay, that was you, man. Yeah, I felt so bad. So Fairview had like a brand new CZ. He was getting it all set up, and you need to go check out his channel because you'll see the video. But the thing was, like, shooting good. And I know we've all been there. Like, it's a very nostalgic moment for most of us. You get a rifle, you get it set up, you go shoot it, things are going well. Like, that feeling is like something we chase, I think, as shooters, but in the midst of all this, some random guy, I think like FedEx or UPS, shows up and tries to basically murder him by scaring the crap out of him. Well, he ends up falling, landing on his wrist, and I think broke his wrist. So, I mean, like crazy roller coaster of events, but definitely check it out. And a really cool guy. So look for, hopefully you're getting back into it. I'll be looking out for your videos for sure when you do get better. You, Ray, and Rick cost me a lot of money. It's funny, right? When I started getting into this, because Ray and Rick are semi-local to me, and we were shooting at VOD, and I met them right off the bat. I watched both their channels, had been watching Ray's channel for a long time, like everybody, but I met those guys in person. it was really kind of crazy. That, and when I went to RMAC in 2021 or 22, I think it was 2021, I met all these air gunner guys like Ted Beer from Ted Holdover that I grew up watching. So it was kind of crazy. It was the same thing meeting Rick and Ray because I'd watched them so much on YouTube, and then to meet them in person. And then to find out they're total jerks. No, I'm just kidding. They're definitely not, but I wanted to razz them a little bit. Had surgery to rebuild my wrist and shoulder. Well, I hope things are going good for you, brother. Hopefully you get back out there shooting again. Mr. Joel's going to be shooting base division. Let me see. Catch up on these. Josh has cost a lot. Yeah. Built a kit. Yeah, I mean, the facts are when you start becoming like a Rimfire YouTuber is I've come to terms with the fact that I'm on none of your wives' like Christmas list, Christmas card list. I've just like learned to deal with that. I know that a lot of your wives would probably assume, that I was dead. But it's all good. The stuff isn't cheap, but it's a heck of a lot of fun. Hopefully you had fun. Let's see. Talking to Mr. Buddy. Awesome. What's up, Mr. Wow Guy? Haven't seen you in a little bit, and I see you hanging out. Let's see. Josh, how can you shoot so consistently without sorting your ammo? I found if you test match ammo and find what your gun likes, it's going to be really consistent. Now, some days are better than others because rimfire stuff, is what it is. But I've checked in like sorted through ammo, and I found once you get about, $10, $12 a box, like sorting ammo yields you very little, very, very little, because the manufacturer becomes so good. So for me, I haven't needed to do it, and I really don't have a lot of time to do it. So it's just kind of deal for me. But yeah, the seems like the more you test in the match ammo that's up there in price range, the more consistency you're going to get without needing to sort it. Let's see. Josh. Hey, you'd have been doing this crap, but without me, I'm sure of that. Redneck Rimfire. He's actually responsible. So maybe I did suck him into the stuff, but he got his chassis Cerakoted, and I had to find out who did it. And then I got mine Cerakoted. So now my wife also hates him. So it's evened out because I've cost him money, and now I'm getting crap Cerakoted that I probably shouldn't be, but so yeah, we're all costing each other money. Let's see. Appreciate you, brother, man. Yeah, no, I'll be looking for the videos, and appreciate you saying that. We're all pretty tight knit community. That's the one thing I like about the 22 crowd too, is like for the most part, like all of us in here plus extras, like we're all pretty tight, and we're all pretty much on the same page. Like nobody's out doing crazy stuff. We're all just really super interested in learning what we can and showing you guys along the way. So it's a really good crowd. We got a couple outliers out there, but I ain't talking about them. But yeah, for the most part, we're all really tight knit. Let's see. Since getting into it, I spent way more than 22 I ever figured I would, for sure. Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy, man. I started with a used 455, 3 years ago. And, from there, obviously you can see things have, taken a turn, obviously. Let's see, Mr. Joe Sharman. Josh, I got Desert Precision Gunworks Graybirds 1022 with custom barrel that I guess that Kenny did for. I didn't know he was. Oh, that's right. No, I did see he was doing 1022 stuff. I had completely forgot about that. That sounds pretty cool, though. Let's see. Are you planning to test out a new Pete's Pillar season for 22-inch tonight? Oh, I am now. I'm gonna hit them up. I've never done anything with Pete's. I bought stuff, the springs and stuff like that. But I kind of remembered they had a barrel, but I kind of forgot about it till now. So I'll make a note of that, and I will definitely hit them up. See your video on loophole Mark IV made me on to get one. Very impressed. Yeah, they're nice, man. I mean, are they, $2,000 scopes? No, but for $1,500, freaking gonna be hard to beat. I mean, and it's feature based, of course, but if you're coming off a Mark V or familiar with that line of scopes, I was impressed with the glass. I think it probably has some of the best glass for $1,500 out there, and really just overall impressed with the scope. So really good scopes. I was pleasantly surprised. But 457 for MTR watching John and Buff. Buffalo Outdoor, I watched a lot of his videos when he was testing his MTR. And that's early on and inspired me to start, shooting more and testing different ammunitions. Was pretty cool. So Buffalo, he's a really well-spoken guy too. I really enjoy watching his videos, even though most of them now are outside of my niche. Just not much interest on that from my end. Oh, I think he went back and finished Graybirch, one of Kenny's custom barrels. Great shooter. You need to get one. Yeah, I just, man, right now, I need to get ammo. I am so low on ammo. Like, the channel budget right now is like freaking in the gutters. I do want to get some other guns. I would like to try one of those just because I have the kid barrel stuff and I would like to see how it does. Obviously having something custom spun up, you can't go wrong with that. So, hello, who did it cut? Well, unfortunately, I would normally love to tell you unless, I don't think so. He kind of wants to remain low key, doesn't want to get blown up but I think he's kind of just doing it part-time and he wants to stay pretty low key. So he didn't really want to be blasted out, but tell you what, email me. Let's see. Email me right there. And I will send you his info. I just don't want to blast it all out because he might get slammed and then he might get pissed at me because he didn't want all that work. Like I said, I think it's a part-time gig for him. And he just wants to do enough. But definitely email me there. And that's for any of you have questions or anything or, crazy ideas or whatever. You can always email me at josh@pursuitaccuracy.com. Let's see. Why do you run your Atlas out at 45? That's because the elevation. So at my range on the bench is here, and then my 50-yard target's like here. So if I have it straight, there's no way. I'd have to have my rear bag up really high. So I 45 out the legs, and that just allows me to be basically at a good elevation with my rear bag to where I'm not having to like muscle the bag all around. So yeah, that's really the only reason why. And honestly, the bipod, like I use it for the videos. That's about it. Like I zero without a bipod. If I true a gun, if I can, I do it without a bipod, but I really don't shoot a lot with a bipod. But that's the reason for the 45. I'm getting kind of off the rails here. What's up, Mr. Whippler? How are you, brother? Still making all your cool stuff, I would assume. I got plenty of it. If I'm pretty sure this is who I'm thinking about, Project 13, I do believe. If you guys want custom cases, stuff like that too, this guy, I've got a bunch of them. Made one for me, one for my daughter. I used to get a bunch made. I probably need to get back on that. Used to give them away. I'd get a couple made and I'd go to a match. If I saw a youth shooter, I'd give them a custom ammo case. And just because it's really cool, neat thing to have. They played with Zeiss S3. No, I haven't a lot. I looked at Ray's. If Ray's on here, Ray has played with those a lot, and he raves about them. And Ray has looked through pretty much every glass known to man, concerning no budget at all, and he swears by them. So the fact that Ray says that they're good to go, I would just pretty much say, yeah, they're good to go. If you're looking at something in that price range, get the Zeiss. Can't go wrong for sure. What's up, Joe? Yeah, actually, I have the Bushnell HD Match Pro. Yeah, I'm really impressed with it. I actually made a video, if you look back, maybe a month ago. Basically, I call it's the king of low budget optics. Like, it's more money than the Arkin, but the turrets are good. The whole scope overall is good. The glass is good for the money. I think it's a killer at like $700 for sure. Any advice on how to convince my wife I need to buy a Desert Precision 457 and a Rim-X? I run out of excuses. Tell her they're tax write-offs. So that's the best thing. That's what I did. So, that's the only way I can, get away with some of the stuff is tax write-offs. Yep, Mr. Whippler. Let me grab one. All right, totally unplanned, but these are the cases. This one I had done for my daughter, but he makes these like cool cases, and you can see how nice these are. Mine are cut for Ely, and if I'm going to go to a match or whatever, a big match, I'll take this. It's just a nice way to keep your ammo organized, and these are pretty cool, and they're not a ton of money, and he does a killer job. You can see I've had mine for a while. I need to clean it off, but does a really killer job. So if you're looking for something like that, they're pretty sweet. And my daughter was in love with hers. I had hers done. Actually, I'll show you. So we had hers done up with a blue and everything. And yeah, really cool stuff. While we're talking about really cool stuff, I will show you this. I think if you guys remember, I did like the budget gear video. I need to do the next one, but I haven't. But I had a scope on there. It's an Amazon scope from this guy who makes them. Well, he specs them out. He wanted something for himself, and kind of took what we said. He didn't have a mil reticle. Well, now he's released a couple mil reticles. And I'm telling you, for the money, this isn't a plug or anything for this guy. There's been no money or anything like that. There's no kickbacks. You guys know that I don't do that stuff. But if you're looking for a trainer scope that's going to be cheap that you can buy on Amazon for your kid, that's going to have a mil reticle, turrets that lock and turn and click and all that thing, then Brad, I think it's, let me see, Armstrong Enterprises on Amazon. If you're going to buy an Amazon scope, that would be one I would look at. Be good trainers for kids. Now let me get back to questions. Bought some ammo for Blue Collar. Great shipping service. Yeah, man, they ship like the same day. They're freaking, they're local to me, but I bought stuff in the evening and got it the next day. It's pretty crazy. And yeah, Mr. Whippler is still making them. So Project, so Projekt 13, I think. I got a cheat sheet right here. I can look. Yeah. I think you can find him on Facebook. Actually, you can post here. I'll pin it up. But if you're looking for somebody, it makes a ton of pretty cool stuff. Thoughts on the Oryx? Problem with the Oryx is it doesn't have M-lock slots. I would almost go Kara-G Bravo or something going to give you M-lock, because you're going to want to add weights and help, kind of balance that gun out eventually. But outside of that, they're good chassis. They just, if you want to do PRS or NRL, I would look for something with M-lock. Yeah, man, I miss those too. So I haven't been in Missouri to shoot with Chris. I do try and get out there and shoot with Len every now and again. The other guy that you saw when we did the CZ and Voodoo stuff was Josh Langley. He owns his own companies. He's crazy busy. I mean, it's just basically everybody's busy, and it's just hard to get out and do it. I would love to make more. I'm going to try and make more, especially with Len. Len is somewhat local to me. Y'all saw him, I think, when we did the eggs out to 300 yards, the second video. We both did it with Remixes, so he's a really cool guy. I'm going to shoot out with him, and at some point, I'm going to sneak out there to Ray's side of town. I might catch a video with him if I can. Have any Remix barrel takeoffs? I don't, unfortunately. I have the one rim. Where is it? It's over there. That's my one Rim-X, and some cool stuff coming with it soon, but can't show you yet. I actually don't have it yet to show you, but look for some really cool Rim-X stuff. But I don't have any barrel today. I just have the one barrel for that. Have I looked into competing ARA? I have not. We talked a little bit about it earlier. Maybe one day, but it's really just not in my wheelhouse. I just NRL, PRS, DMR really has really infatuated me lately. Like, I'm into DMR now. If I could shoot DMR matches every weekend, I probably would, especially Centerfire and the Rimfire. But couple years, I'm going to get a proper bench rest rifle at some point in the next year, and then so I probably will do some ARA with it just for video sake and stuff like that. And who knows, I may like it more than I think. But Mr. Willer, I started doing that bottom tray removal now, so I can get a bomb insert for. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's see, Josh, what's the best one could expect? Man, that really depends on the 1022. 1022s, I mean, Don's got some 1022s that shoot. I mean, I would say they average 0.3s, like low threes. There are 1022s that are capable of that 100%. And like, I think what Don is seeing, and if you watch the last video, when you get in the semi-autos where they get a little bit more inconsistent when you get out the distance. At 50 yards, you can really make an accurate 1022 because SDs and ES really, and what I'm talking about there is the variance in muzzle velocity, doesn't really matter at 50 yards. I've shot some super high, inconsistent muzzle velocity stuff at 50 that just freaking stacked. Now you get out to 200 yards, and then that becomes very important, and those will just never compete, obviously, with a bolt, but for 50, you can build some. I would say you can for sure can get some that are shooting the 0.3s. If you're curious about some of those things, check out Don's channel at Rimfire SS. He's going to have just a ton of 1022 videos. He's tested everything under the sun. But I think, if you go kid barrel, whatever 1022 you got, first thing you do, put a kid barrel on that thing. And you're going to see some immediate results. Still probably going to have to test for ammo. It's not going to be the magic wand that fixes that, but once you find the ammo likes it, it's going to shoot. Thoughts on Baker wings versus gamer plates? Do I have a non-gunned gun? I do. Okay, so YouTube, if you're watching this, I'm not grabbing a gun. This is a chassis. They'll shut you down if you grab a gun. So I'm not grabbing a gun. I'm grabbing a chassis so I can show you the point of this, hopefully. Okay, so this is not a gun. This is an empty stock YouTube. So the problem, and we'll use this, rimfire mags are sensitive. So you got the rimfire deal. The benefit to the Baker wing is you add side stability without making this gap any shorter, right? So when you have a bag sitting here and your mag's in here, when you push into that bag, it can contact the magazine and cause problems. So if you put a gamer plate under here, now your bag is more on the magazine in some cases than it is on the chassis. And in that particular circumstances, the Baker wings will give you that side support, give you something to grab a hold of, and they're going to give you that, side stability on the bag without eating up this clearance. If you don't have mag issues, like if you can load into a mag and it feeds, then kind of just whatever is going to be easier for you. Obviously, a gamer plate is going to be more universal. You can just take it off, put it on a different rifle. The Baker wings, you can do the same thing, but they're M-lock, in, and you're probably not going to want to do that all the time. So if you are mag conscious, if you can't get on the mag, that's going to give you issues, then I would go with the Baker wings, just so that you're not pushing that bag further down and more likely to put something in, put some pressure on a mag when you don't want it. Oh yeah, if I go out there, we're definitely going to do some videos. I talked to Ray about it. There's some things coming up that we might get together on, and I thought we'd just, have some fun or whatever, do a silly video besides what we were going to do. But yeah, if I end up making my way out to Ray's to do some of that stuff that we had talked about, then I think for sure we'll probably shoot a couple of videos just to have some fun, let them kick the crap out of me with a handgun. Actually, I need to go out there and help him with the thing we talked about, and then I can maybe ask him to give me some one-on-one lessons with the handguns. That dude is stupid good with a pistol. So I definitely would be interested in that. I have not tried the Waltz resizing dies. the bench rest guys I know use them. For me to hit what I need to hit and shoot what I need to shoot, I haven't seen it. But maybe I should just order one and shoot like, a box of ammunition without it, box of ammunition with it, and see if there is something. So yeah, maybe that. This guy, I just saw this comment. You guys, I'm laughing. Chris Beck, this guy pisses me off. One, because he's witty. Two, because he's a handsome guy. And three, because he kicks the shit out of everybody in Rimfire, like PRS. If you go to a match and Chris Beck's name is in the match, then I mean, it's just like, you're competing for second or third. He's a freaking awesome shooter. And I really like Chris. I give him a hard time because he's a super humble guy too. Really fun to shoot with. I don't get to shoot a lot of matches, but every time I do go shoot and Chris Beck's around, it's always a good time. Hell of a good shooter, hell of a good guy. Nice to see you on the live stream, brother. Oh, man. I got a CZ 457 MTR because you have been killing and they can hear factory competition. Last one I did 4 cards, 25, 25, 24, 50, 20. That's freaking nice, man. The MTRs are just really nice guns. I don't know this. That's why I still have it. I don't even think you can't see it in here. But I will never get rid of my MTR. No matter what. I have the full custom. Still got the MTR because I just love that freaking gun. Let's see. Yeah, that's true. The benefit to the gamer plate is they add some forward weight if you need it. Yeah, that's the only downside I see to a gamer plate is that, if you have mag problems and you don't have a way of protecting the mag, it's going to increase the odds of you having them. But outside of that, the gamer plates are nice. But I like the Baker wings. I have a set. They're on chassis that hopefully comes back tomorrow for the CZ. I have Baker wings on that. Let's see. Do I plan on picking L3Is for Rio? Yeah, actually, I already talked. So L3, I announced that. I immediately started. I knew. I guess I should explain. Nobody probably knows. I had met those guys in Kansas at an ELR match, and I knew of them in Missouri. Had talked to them. Had shot with them actually out of Missouri, the gas range too. But I talked to them and basically said, "Hey, like I want to test one." So I should be getting one of the very first ones, like one of the very, very, very first. So I should be getting that, and I plan on doing the review on it. And it's kind of like the other stuff. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna review it. If I want to keep it, then I'm gonna have to pay for it. If I don't want to keep it, then I'll send it back. I'm probably gonna keep it. I don't have a 40X. And I'm hoping it's good. Any teas coming available? Teas. I have no idea. I have no idea what teas are. Let's see. What's a good place to get a Bushnell Match Pro 62450 from? Actually, don't know. I actually reached out to Bushnell when I did the review, like 6-8 months before I got that scope, asking them if I could review it. So I got mine directly from them. Oh, T-shirts. Oh, actually, crazy you bring that up. I'll probably make it live on the site tomorrow. I'm going to do a pre-order. They're going to be military green and all black. So it's going to be, I haven't done that before, I don't think. It's like mill green, so like this, but all black logo with the American flag, the traditional kind of shirt style. It'll be the same shirt because some of these shirts I've been rocking for over a year, wearing them probably twice a week, and they're still in really good shape. So that brand shirt I'm going to stick with. But yeah, I'm going to open it up. I'll probably send out something on YouTube and, the other places. And to be quite honest with you, I'm going to RMAC in June, and I kind of did all the math up. It's going to cost me like a $1,500 trip kind of thing, excluding the $400 I paid for registration. So it's kind of like a fundraiser / like pre-order shirt sale kind of thing. And I haven't done them in a while anyway, but that's kind of why I'm going to do it. But I'm glad you brought it up because, yeah, I'm going to do those. And I'm hoping to do some patches. problem is the shirts are a local place, so I can go there. Before I started making my shirts, I went and looked at them, saw the prints, did everything, because I refused to queue up into one of the deals where you guys buy them from the website and then somebody makes them and ships them out. So I touch every single shirt that comes back from the print, and I look at every single one and I package them up and I send them out because I don't want to send out trash. So the patches, I've been looking at getting them, but it's like these fly-by-night Instagram places, nobody that I really trust, because I can't see every single one of them. I've got to get like a sample, then order a crap ton. And if they suck, like if they're not as good as the sample, then I'm stuck with them because I'm not going to sell them. But so I'm trying to find somebody. If you guys know a reputable place for patches or something like that, I want some good patches, like some really good, something that, you'd actually want to put on something. And I'll probably, shoot some out as prizes and things like that. But anyway, if you know a patch place, somebody that you got something for that doesn't suck, then that's something I'm hoping to do pretty quick. Awesome. No, I appreciate you, brother. I have a Bergara B14 with steel barrel. Great gun. What barrel would you choose as a replacement? 1 inch. Probably Krieger. Krieger, or if you could get a Muller Works. Problem is you're going to have to get them Smith. Drop-in barrel, I really don't know. The only experience I did have was with IBI barrels, and both my drop-in IBI barrels just didn't do me any justice. Like, I mean, it just didn't help me out. So I wouldn't suggest them based on my experiences. So I would get one Smith. Maybe somebody else will know. And we got Don sneaking in back. 10-22 with the running. We consistently shoot low threes, lows 1.5s. Yep. And it's pretty easy to hold 100, 200, 1.5, 10 away. If ST is low and you're good. Yep. Yeah, Don's the man with that stuff. Like I said, if you want to see some 10-22 stuff, go over there. I did talk to him. Actually, I talk to Don every now and again. I'm going to try and do another 10-22 build, but I was kind of unsure where to go with it. I think he pointed me in the right direction of what receiver I want to go with. The barrel I'm not sure about, but I do want to do another 10-22 build just to get some more semi-auto stuff on the channel, but hopefully I'll figure that out pretty quick. I've got a resource. Yeah, man. If you got a resource, yeah, definitely. Let's see, throw this back up. And just, if you want to just shoot me an email, brother, I would definitely appreciate that. So I would, yeah, that would be pretty killer. Oh, and here's Eamon. He's got a KI Precision on his Bergara B14 rocks. Yeah, so KI is going to be like a custom gunsmith one. But yeah, I mean, you really can get some good barrels put on a Bergara. It's Remington 700. So yeah, I appreciate it. I use Shippo actually, and they actually are pretty good. I ship a lot of my stuff, personally stuff, just through Shippo. All my stuff on the website ships through them too. But man, I've shipped some stuff that would cost me twice as much in the UPS store. So they've been really good so far. Bunker Brand, they do yeah, I thought about hitting them up, but I didn't know if they have like because I'm small fries, I mean, I got 35,000 subscribers, 22 guys. They never heard of me. They never going to hear of me. So I didn't know if they were like, had to have a minimum order of something crazy because they deal with these huge content creators. But yeah, I may just hit them up and see what we can work out. And I'm going to throw a post out there too if you guys have cool ideas about, obviously I have the logo, but maybe the logo is not the coolest thing to put, on there. Maybe there's something a little bit cooler that you guys would like. Something obviously Rimfire specific. Oh, and what's not Rimfire specific? I don't know if you can see it. I picked this guy up. Actually, I think let me see. Am I lying? No. Somebody was asking about the Nexus Gen 2. That's the Nexus Gen 2 that's on that AR-10 6.5 Creedmoor. So we have a Palmetto State Armory store in North Carolina, Denver, and I always shoot the AAC in my gas gun 223 because it works. It just works for DMR. Like I don't need to shoot 1/4 inch groups at 100 yards. I need to shoot IPSCs out to like 600-700 yards, and that stuff does it great. I just happened to bump in their store because I drill really close to there, and I ran across this stuff, and it's 140 grain, and it's their Saber black tip. But the big thing is 20 of them for $20. So along the same note, I'm not, I don't have a 6.5 Creed AR to go shoot like corners groups. It would be like a DMR kind of thing, or just fun blaster. So $1 in ammo if you're looking for 6.5 Creed to bang steel, have fun with the boys without spending $2 in ammo, then check out the Palmetto State Armory. You can get it online too. I think it's hard to get online though because they're perpetually sold out. But thought if you guys are into the 6.5s, just blasting steel, you might want to look at that. When using bolt shims, do you measure to get the right ones or you shoot groups? So very, very interestingly enough, I did the part 1 with the, oh crap, you guys haven't seen it yet. So where's it? Right there is the Bergara B14R Heavy. I did a part 1 video where I shot a bunch of stuff with it, right? And factory. That's going to come out next weekend. Well, in the meantime, I did a part 2. I put a trigger in it and these triggershims.com bolt shims. And interestingly enough, my method with shims has always been that I basically just shim it up until it's like, so I shim it up and Lapua sticker. So I use Lapua. I shim it up until I feel resistance, and then I back off 1,000s, and that's what I leave my shim at. What you'll see in part 2 is that I learned a kind of crazy lesson is that I've been getting lazy with that. And the gun originally had shot Lapua and SK, I think, better than before I shimmed it. When I shimmed it, the Ely with the thinner rim thickness improved, but Lapua and RWS kind of got worse. So I took it back out, and the Lapua and RWS went back to shooting. So I think groups is the best way. But you can get it ballpark close, I think, by just adding 1,000s, closing it until you feel like a hard close, and then back off from there. I would say 1,000s or 2,000s, and then start there, test, shoot that, add 1,000s of shim, which will, get tighter, and then back off, 2,000. So you're all around that and see what shoots the best. It's probably the best way to do that. Oh boy. I really don't have enough time behind the Gen 2. The Mark. What is, hold on. I don't want to lie to you. Let me see. Oh, let's see. I don't know. I think the Gen 2, I think the glass is very good on both. I think the reticle is better on the Nexus. It has a more traditional center floating dot Christmas tree. The the loophole reticles, the PR1, PR2, PR3 are, I'm using a PR2, and I do like the reticle better on the Nexus. Glass about the same. The Nexus is more money, but it has more magnification range too. You're on a 4x magnification basis, whether you're 6 to 24, 8 to 32, 4.5 to 18. So more traditional mag range, like the 5x or whatever the Nexus Gen 2 is. Glass probably, you know what? Actually, I haven't had really enough time, but I would say the Mark IV glass is probably better than the Nexus. The Nexus has some more forgiving magnification range. The reticle, it's got some other things, like, obviously it's just coming with the push button illumination. So it's really going to be up to you. If you don't want illumination, you don't care, you don't have to have that floating center dot, and you can live with the PRS1, PRS2, PRS3. I would say get the Mark IV. It's probably going to be your best bet. And appreciate you, brother. Rick Lower, thank you, man. I appreciate you big time. Yeah, I kind of never ask about any of that stuff, but yeah, appreciate when it happens. So thank you very much for that. Go a long way in buying some ammo, keep the channel running, keep the lights on just a little bit longer. So appreciate you, Rick. Thanks much, man. ProTune just did a vid with 4% bolt shim from shim to shim went. Yeah, I need to watch that. It's funny because every time, I don't traditionally watch a lot of YouTube. Like I hadn't seen that video, but just shot that. And then it's funny because my video will release and you guys will have already watched the ProTune video and you'd be like, yeah, idiot, ProTune just did this and just showed you that. But you know, when I filmed it, I had obviously no idea. What's up, Mr. Chris Lang? Appreciate you coming in. Suppressor thoughts. Eats everything better with a Vanish can. I mean, the suppressor for series competition use, I would not use because it's going to get dirty. The volume of the can's going to change, which means the weight of it's going to change. If you tip it up, trash is going to come down the action. But it is very possible. I mean, it's like putting on a tuner. You're adding weight to the barrel that could positively or negatively impact your harmonics. And in your case, obviously positively. So if it's working for you, then heck, run that thing. Let's see what else we got in here. Yeah, the Loophole Mark V has 2.5. So does a Mark IV have the same? The 2.5. Actually, no, let me not lie to you. Let me see. I can't. I'm terrible with these reticles. I think it's the same reticles. Yes, I mean, I don't think there's any change. Like, if you were used to a certain PRS1, PRS2, or PS3, I don't think they changed the reticles at all. I came into this not. I like shot a couple of Mark Vs, but didn't spend a ton of time with it. I would love to pick the rifle up and look through and actually like see what it is for subtensions, but I can't on here. But I would say that if you were shooting a reticle with a Mark V and that reticle is available in the Mark IV, then they're going to be the same. Yeah, PM2. Yeah, so I don't have like I'm shooting. I have the PR3 and I've shot the PR2. I'm nothing with the PM. He said, "Don't touch that thing." That's right. What's up, Mr. Brian Turner? Yeah, it's all good, man. We got another probably 20 minutes left in here to answer some more questions. Yeah, don't worry, I ain't gonna touch. YouTube will shut us down. Isn't that a shame, man? Like that, we can't even touch rifles or anything on here. Oh, PR2. Yeah, I have. I'm shooting. Let me find the right box. Where? There it is. Gotta avoid all the bing bangs. Yeah, it's. I mean, I think it should be exactly the same. I mean, oh, it's gonna be inverse for you, but that's the inverse of PR2. I just gave. This is the first time I've done this. I mirrored my camera so that when I point my right hand at something I know is up there, I point the right hand because all the time I'll be trying to point at that rifle and instinctually I'll go put up the wrong hand. So unfortunately, you guys are seeing crap. There's Mr. Len. He knows the deal. 0.25 in the PR2. Len is actually the guy. He's like 50% of my Mark V experience because he had the Mark V. I got to shoot his, and I had another buddy of mine who got to shoot theirs. And so they're like, he's 50% of my experience and big time Leupold Mark V guy. Any malfunctions with the new precision defense? That thing has eaten everything. Eaten everything. It has been crazy. I think I got like 1,400 rounds in it, but I'll be straight up with you. I took it to drill with me and about, I don't know, probably 5 people probably dry fired that gun about 800 to 1,000 times while I was at drill weekend, including myself, because the trigger's so nice. It's hard not to. And I mean, so I took it for all weekend and that gun got played with all weekend. Everybody was like, doing their thing, breaking in its trigger. And I think all that dry fire got to it because I went to shoot it the other day and my firing pin was broken. So go figure. Obviously, I just called up the guys and said, hey, how do I order new firing pins? And, I made sure to let them know it wasn't their fault. Like nobody on a pistol like that where you're having a real hammer fall and smack the back of that thing. And you let, people dry fire it 1,000 times over a weekend. I kind of expected it. I should have ordered some anyway. That was kind of what I envisioned to do, because I knew it was going to be dry fired by a bunch of people as I let them kind of play with it and see what it was all about. But yeah, so we broke the firing pin on it, but as far as ammo, man, like nothing. Like I've literally shot through like 1,500 rounds of Blazer, 3 bricks, and it has just ate it, and it hasn't skipped a beat. So I don't really blame the firing pin on them. For pistols like that, a rimfire, because you have a very small slender. Basically, you start with a big firing pin that's a bigger diameter, and then it necks down. And it's getting pretty small. And if you're smacking it with that kind of, external hammer a lot, kind of got to expect that. So I don't blame them at all for that. That's me letting those guys dry fire the piss out of my, fancy pistol that I haven't paid for yet. By the way, I need to pay for that thing. I got to get with them. But yeah. Greetings from Tasmania. Hey, man, nice to have you. That's pretty cool. I don't know that we've ever had anybody from Tasmania. That's pretty sweet. Appreciate you coming on the live stream. For the greatest way to share info, they have done pause value. Yeah, I know it sucks. Mr. Pick, I think he's talking about the. Yeah, man, it's been freaking money. I mean, it just eats the ammo up. I mean, it's been really cool. But, I think I'll get the new firing pin maybe tomorrow. My plan is to try and put another 1,000 through it before the match. And it's so reliable that I don't even think about it. On some of the other rimfire pistols, I kind of think it's in the back of my mind. Like, oh, is it, be ready to rack one out of the way or clear something? I never think about it. I just throw a mag in, pull the trigger as fast as I humanly can, and I know it's just going to go bang until it's empty. So I also bought some improved followers that I think are going to have it lock the slide back more reliably. So I'm going to be experimenting with all that stuff too, which will hopefully be a big help. Just bought an ECV2 tuner for my B14R for 100 yards KWL. I mean, it's not a bad idea. Like, as long as I would say tuners are not a good idea if it's a strictly NRL PRS gun, because what you're going to do is keep chasing stuff. But if it's a gun that you want to play with, tuners do work. I mean, they work. Now, day to day, you might have to tweak it. But if you're just going out and shooting, having fun, and you don't mind tweaking it and spending a little extra ammo to tune it in and tweak it and find it again, then yeah, go for it. For me, I just don't have the time to do it, and I'm just not gonna, I don't have the ammunition to burn through to put tuners on a bunch of guns. Does Blazer really rank up there with standard velocity? I haven't had any problems. I have no experience with Blazer outside of the 1,500 rounds that I've shot, but it's been money for me. I mean, I haven't had any issues. Of course, I could have just gotten a good lot. Who knows? Maybe I buy more and it's complete garbage. But the precision defense gun, they say, shoots mini mags, Blazer, or Ely Force. And I don't want to buy mini mags, and I haven't found anywhere to buy Ely Force. So the Blazer is working good now. So I'm just going to keep running it till it probably bites me, which will be match time, I'm sure. Speaking of spare parts, what kind of spare parts should I take to Wisconsin with me for Casper? CZ457. I would get like an ejector extractor kit with a new spring. It's probably all you're going to need. If you're running the plastic magwell and you're shooting it off props, like if you're bearing the gun in and on the mag on a bag, like PRS type stuff, then you may break the magwell, although I've ran 457s with the plastic magwells broken in the gun for like several matches, and it didn't bug it. But maybe an extractor set with the new spring that goes around them, and maybe just upgrade to a metal magwell already before you go, if that is how you're shooting. But if not, you probably don't have much to worry about. 50-meter rimfire bench rest tender Savage SP own. I'd say the Savage is probably going to outshoot the 1022 consistency-wise. The Savages are really good shooters. They're just they're not polished, if that makes sense. I would put money on it. If you had a basic 1022 and a Savage SPSR, I would say the Savage is probably going to outshoot it. Let's see. Haven't even group shot mine. He's saying that it's been amazing groups for him. And this is all on a pistol for me. I haven't shot any blazer through the rifles at all, because I typically don't shoot high velocity through any of the rifles. Let's see, you've got an MDT. So if you got MDT, that means you probably are shooting NRL stuff. Even with that, like, it is possible to get the mag on the bag, but if you're not putting the mag on the bag, like if you don't have that interference, I wouldn't worry about it. Get the extractor set, maybe a spare spring clip is what they call it. But yeah, and I think you can get those from Pete's Pillars, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. My mag will exploded 2 stages. The match bag has been cracked for a hot minute. Dip will be here. Yeah, I took mine apart after a match when it rained. When I took it apart, it fell in 3 pieces, but I felt something was different, but it fed the entire match. So crazy how reliable the CZ is. Let's see, we got Mr. Jeff from the Pacific Northwest enjoying your content for a bit. CZ MTR now waiting for my voodoo to get out of prison here in Washington State. Old timer, fun shooting, fan of pursuit. Well, I appreciate you, brother. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like the road we all go on. We get the 457. It's a wonderful rifle for what it is. And then we get the itch, and then we go Rimex or Voodoo. And then, then you end up like me with all this crap on the wall. Doesn't take long. Okay, you got those are actually pretty good from what I remember. I would just shoot both. And what I would do is shoot 25 rounds. So like dial away from your point of aim, point of impact, separate them, like dial up your scope, like so that you're hitting where you're not aiming. Shoot 25 through both, and then look at the group and let that tell you what you need to know. Obviously, the smaller the group, then that's probably the gun to go with. But important to that is, have a small point to aim at and purposely hit away from that so you don't blow out your aiming point. So you get the same point of aim every time, and it'll give you a fair estimation of what the guns are capable of. Yeah, I may have to check some out. I may go ahead and order some. They ship pretty fast too. Because Elite Force, I think, is pretty good stuff. Probably, I'll do the blazer. I'm literally just shooting at random steel, but maybe I'll test it out since they got it. You plan to test a new Ely long. Yeah, what do they call it? Crap, I forgot the name of it. Somebody was asking me that on Instagram. I haven't gotten any yet. I think it's crazy what they want per box. I think I have to test it for you guys, so you guys don't have to buy it. So yeah, I'm gonna test it, see what it does for SD and ES. See if anything magical happens. I doubt it. Probably more consistency, I guess, but we'll see. I was pretty critical on Lapua, the long range and super long range, and trust me, I'll be just as critical on the Ely stuff. But yeah, I probably need to order some of that too. I'll look on Kilo and see if they have any in stock. Maybe I'll order a couple boxes of that, and I'll order some Ely Force and get some testing. Would like to see comparing JP22 versus some of my CZ at long range like 300. Yeah. I tell you right now that, the CZ with good ammo versus JP with good ammo at 300, the CZ is going to eat it up. It's just going to be more consistent SD and ES. Although not that the JP did really that bad, but it won't compare with a bolt gun, but we may get to do that too. But yeah, Pick is saying we just did the video released today where we took the JP out to 400 yards. RPR hasn't been back on the channel. Well, it's right there. It's coming. Don't worry. It's just I don't get a lot out of shooting the RPR. It's not a bad shooting gun. It's not a bad feeling gun, but it's only up there for a reason, and that's because when I want to compare budget-oriented stuff to some of the other stuff, even like budget, we got the B14R Heavy, which is like an $1,100 barreled action versus a $500 rifle. That comparison may happen, but tried to just do it when it makes sense, when there's something to learn out of all that. Being on a budget, is the Arkin SH4J 620 my best option? In that money for that scope, probably, yeah, that's your upper end. I would almost say if you could wait 2 weeks, a month, and could squeeze into getting the Match Pro ED, then I would do that. That's a noticeable improvement that I think you would appreciate in the long run. But if that's the top of your money that you're going to spend on a scope, then yeah, probably the SH4J for that money is probably the pick that I would go with. Favorite ammo. That's oh man. Favorite ammo for PRS or NRL is Ely Team Match or 10X because the bullet. A silver bullet, I see it better in the air. That's why I stick to that for that stuff. Because if there's a 10% chance that I see it over a Lapua or RWS or something, then that's a big advantage. When you can send the first round and you see a glimpse of it and you know it was off right versus not seeing anything and not seeing any splash, that can be a huge advantage. So that's why I shoot that. Now, for just general shooting, I really think RWS, the R50, and the special match is probably some of the best ammo out there. I think the Lapua ammo is really, really good too. So really don't have like a preference outside of for PRS or NRL. I'm going to use the silver bullet from that lineup of Ely. Outside of that, I'm going to shoot whatever I can get my hands on, whatever shoots the best. So they're all good. I know the bench rest guys tend to shoot Lapua right now. The bench rest guys have a really good feelers out there on what ammo is performing because it goes in sine waves. And the guys who've been shooting Rimfire a long time know this. That's why I kind of laugh when I see people say that Ely's crap or Lapua's crap or RWS or whatever, because the ammo kind of goes up and down. So right now, the bench rest guys are saying Lapua is just beating the pants off the Ely stuff. And for me, I'm going to use it regardless for PRS or NRL because it's always performed well for me. It's a different game. But yeah, the ammo is going to go up and down. There's no really like best ammo. They kind of come back and forth as time goes on. So it's all worth testing in the long run. Yep, RWS makes TAC-22. They do. And I haven't had any good luck out of that, but not to say that I won't have any luck in the future. I won't use it. It's definitely cheaper to shoot. That's for dang sure. I really didn't have any luck out of that crazy expensive TAC-22 stuff. Actually, I got a box of it. The Extreme. Well, is it going to do it? The Extreme. And for me, I think, it's got like a rocket tail. You guys remember all that. I'm sure you guys saw all the marketing, and stuff. For me, the only thing extreme about it was the price and the disappointment. Len was in here. It was his ammo. He gave me a couple boxes of it. He ordered it. He came out and shot it with me. I'm picking on those guys a little bit, but yeah. Let's see. Are there many SWFA 10 or 12 shooting? In PRS or NRL, I would say no. You're going to see you're going to see the Athlon Cronuses. You're going to see the Loophole stuff, Night Force, Zeiss, all the big names. You're going to see Arkans. You're going to see all of it, but probably not SWFA. I don't really see much of that. Let's see. Back box TAC-20 off from B14. Got wrong. $350. Yeah, you can't beat that. It's always good when you can find cheap ammo that works out really well. That's for dang sure. Both my 457s like it a lot. Asking Rose is rich better, but not enough to spend triple the money. Yeah. And I mean, there's ammo out there. I mean, if you're not trying to shoot, quarter-inch screws at 50 yards all the time, there's probably no need to, spend a ton of money. Now, if you're going to shoot long-range stuff, then the more you spend, typically the more consistent the ammunition gets, but the more you got to test it too. I mean, it's all relative. Let's see. We got about 7 or 8 minutes, so if you got any burning questions, then we will definitely answer those. Here's a good one just came in. More 150-yard challenge video. Actually, I did. I recorded yesterday episode 2 of the Impossible Shots, Rimfire stuff. And what I did was I took the most liked comment, it had 10 likes, and it was 150 yards. So it's going to be tax at 150 yards. So I filmed that yesterday. I probably go and squeeze that out like in the week. Depends on YouTube. I'm coming up to where next month I'll be gone for 2 weeks doing RMAC. So I'm trying to keep some videos, like if that makes sense, in the reserve, because I'll be traveling for 2 weeks. I'll be filming some stuff there. It's going to be airgun stuff. So probably not going to be hugely popular anyway, but so I'm trying to build up a little bit of reserves, I guess. So yeah, but that is shot and you will see that coming soon. Let's see. Norma shoots, and yeah, it's different for barrels. I have some barrels that shoot certain ammos better when it's winter or summer. It's kind of weird, really weird how that happens. Skip somebody. Furthest rimfire impact, I think, is 600 yards over at the Gaston Shooting Center. They have a 600-yard range, but the target's actually like 585. So we shot that. Then I went on to the 1,000-yard range, made impacts at 6, and I think we had impacts at 700, but my drone didn't have enough battery, and I wasn't gonna like wait and walk out there to see. But at 700 yards, like, good luck. Even at 600, the Joker's back. If I had a bug assault, I'd get him. At 600, you really can't hit as hard without something to see the impacts. But at 700, we might have hit, but I couldn't verify it. But 600 for sure. Yeah, I did a little bit of 50-yard group shooting with it. I'd say it's like a 0.4 gun, with the right ammo, for sure. Maybe 0.35 if I really, really looked. But yeah. Is there anything more fun to shoot? No, probably not. That's pretty fun. That's pretty freaking good at a TAC 22. 0.1, 0.2, and 0.2. I'd definitely take that. See, Bushel Match Roy Deer, Athlon Helos Gen 2. Ooh, I own the Helos. I think the Match Pro outglasses it. So I would go with the Match Pro. The Helos is a really nice scope too. And it's been a while since I had it, but that Match Pro is just, it's pretty hard to beat. Shoot you an email, you get your ad, got summer test, get some feedback, thumbs up, some of that. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, just shoot me an email, and I pay pretty close attention to the email and the comments and stuff. So yeah, shoot me an email for sure. That sounds pretty interesting. Bought a case. I can't go wrong with that. Noticed the Norm Extreme is very tempting. Some days she's amazing at 300. Other days she's great with higher SDs. And I was like, yeah, I just didn't find it. Like, if you're going to spend that kind of money, like, Special Match is cheaper. Artivia Special Match, that's who's making it. So the Special Match to me just outperformed it, for less money. And that was I just didn't see any big improvements over, their new bullet design or anything like that. Nothing was like magically happening that either me or Len noticed to make it kind of worth what I thought it needed to be to warrant the money. And same thing with a super long range, same thing with this new Ely ammo. When I shoot that, I'm just going to shoot it, and I'm going to compare it against Ely Match and Team. And if it don't perform any better, don't do anything crazy within reason, then I'm going to bash on that stuff too. Is I don't know if you guys know, I was sponsored as a shooter by Ely for a while, and it had nothing really to do with the channel. I didn't have to shoot Ely on the channel. I didn't have to promote them on the channel or anything like that. I just, as a shooter, I had to shoot Ely in competition, which, as you say, that deal, I walked away from that over a year ago, and I still shoot Ely, So, but even that I had a relationship with those guys in the past, if this new ammo, if it ain't worth the money, then I'm for dang sure going to be telling you guys about it. Let's see. 4-day approval for my QL command. Heck yeah. Tons of fun. I need to go ahead and get a can, but being broken, need to buy ammo. Got to say, I messaged you and took time to talk. Very appreciated. Oh, no, yeah, appreciate you. Look, I can't do any of this without you guys, and I'll never, hopefully, ever lose sight of that. So I try and respond to all the comments, to all the messages, all the emails. Sometimes it's a couple of days. Sometimes I get behind the babe ball, so to speak. But you guys have enabled me to grow this all into what it is. So yeah, never fear. You guys are always priority number one. It's actually funny because it's when I talk to manufacturers or vendors or whatever, about like reviewing something, I always I'm pretty quick to tell them like, hey, my commitment is to the audience. So like, I'm not going to do anything outside of that. If I don't think it's worth a crap, I'm not even going to show it, because at the end of the day, you guys enable me to do this. So it's only fair on my part that I be upfront honest with you guys and communicate with you and respond when I can. So appreciate you guys doing what you do to help me do what I do here. What's a good 5-shot 100-yard group? I think if you can shoot anything sub-inch, 0.6 to 0.8 is really good consistently. There's going to be guys who show Instagram groups of like 0.3. I've had those. But if you can consistently shoot 0.6 to 0.8, like, you're going to have one that goes out. Environmentals are a thing at 100 yards. Wind picks up 2 miles an hour. It's enough to push the bullet out of the group far enough to turn a 0.6 into a 1.2. But, within reason, if it shoots 0.6 to 0.8, I think you're on to something. But if it's under an inch or around an inch, like, it's fine. Like, it's not a problem. I think, but most rimfires now are capable of shooting 1 inch for sure. Like, as long as you have good ammo paired with them. You need to have Hornady 22 long rifle varmint express 40 gram apart from the branding package CCI. I have never even heard of that really. Yeah, I'll have to look into that. But yeah, I don't actually know because I've never shot it. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, I try to be. Look, it's super. I found out early on. Appreciate you too, Fred. It's super easy to see when someone's full of crap. Like, that's really easy to tell, unless they're like really, really good, like at convincing you. But it's really easy to see when somebody's just a shill or just a turd. And when you start making videos and you have guns, like, I wouldn't even understand how these guys would try and keep up with a bunch of bull crap like that, because it's impossible. I have to look back at videos now. So like, it's just easier to be honest with you guys. That's the reality of it. It's easy to be honest, and I think people appreciate it more. And it's easier to make videos because, sometimes the guns shoot like crap. And when it goes on videos, you might catch a little heat in the comments, for the guys who don't know. Maybe they just came along out of nowhere to, leave a crappy comment. But that's the reality of rimfire shooting. If there's somebody out there shooting crazy good groups all the time with something that shouldn't, then there's probably something afoot, because it's been enough people in the rimfire deal long enough down the rabbit hole that the tricks and all these things are pretty much all uncovered. Like, there's nothing like magical happening that we don't know about at this point in time. Appreciate you, Chris. Let's see. Nice. Yeah, I honestly can't even remember what the recommendation was. Probably the BT46 or the Super Cal, or maybe even the Accutacs have been really good too. But good bipods make it a little bit easier. And that sucks. Oh yeah, you're in Tasmania. So yeah, I found a lot of people overseas have like really no chance. Here we're pretty spoiled. We're able to test where a lot of people aren't. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, we're having a little bit of fun. No, I am not. I have 3 girls. They're all 4 years apart. So my oldest is 13. So she's becoming a teenager. By the time she goes to college, I start paying for college. The next one's going to be late teens. And then when the first one's out of college, the next one's going in. And so, look, for the next, in about 4 years, for the next 12 years, probably going to see me age dramatically. So, yeah, hopefully my beard don't start falling out. At some point it's going to be the only hair I got left is the old beard. So hopefully that sticks around at least. I guess this will be the last one, and then I'm probably going to wrap it up for the wife gets mad. It's Mother's Day and 9:30. So full time, probably never, because it's just, there's not really money in it. You just got to do it as a passion. and having 3 kids, the wife, a house, dogs, cats, chickens, I need insurance, and, I got to pay the bills. And, this for sure ain't paying the bills. This is like a passion. I hope one day, it does grow into something, like it's continuously growing. And hopefully one day, maybe it's, going to be bigger, better in some sort of way. Obviously I have a dream for what this could be. We could be doing all sorts of crazy things and testing, the limits on things and influencing what happens in the market, and creating, are influencing the creation of new rifles and things that make all this better. But I think we're a long way away. And obviously it's grown a lot in the last couple of years, thanks to you guys. And yeah, I hope one day there is a vision. So when I first started this, the YouTube channel was never like the 100%. I had actually had ideas of having like a test facility that where I could do testing on ammunition and help people set up their stuff and get in the right ammunition. Obviously, it's a long ways away. It's a very hard industry to break into. That requires a lot of capital and a lot of time that I don't have right now. So yeah, it would be cool to really do some of those things in the future, but I think it's pretty far out right now. But yeah, gray hair is coming in. Thank you for showing up, Joel. I appreciate you, brother. And yeah, some long train, that would be really cool too. Thank you, Beefalo Bart, for showing up. Appreciate you watching. And Mr. Matt Williams, thank you, brother. Appreciate everybody who's on this. 134 people at an hour and a half in here. I can't believe it every time. Can't believe it every time I release a video and we get whatever it is, 5 to 10, 20,000 views. It's all thanks to you guys. 100% appreciate everything. If you're still watching this, 134 you are, got to do a shout out plug to Utah. They've been keeping the lights on around here, and be honest with you, I walked away from, as you guys know, like I said, the other stuff, I walked away from sponsorships and turned down a lot of stuff because I just couldn't do it. Just couldn't align. Just couldn't be honest with myself and with you guys about it. That wasn't going to happen. But Utah Air Guns, freaking good company. Got a lot of precision rifle stuff and air gun stuff, but really good people. And they're my only sponsor, and they keep the lights on. They help me buy ammo to shoot these videos because YouTube monetizes half my stuff, and that they do. A good video may make $40, and you shoot $100 in ammo to make it. You guys can do the math. So appreciate them. If you're so inclined and you're looking for something, bags, tripods, bipods, give them a shot. Go look. I'm not saying go buy blindly from them, but they have really good prices and they ship super fast and they're real competitive in that space. I think you'd be surprised if you look. But thanks, guys. I appreciate everyone. We got Mr. Logan popped in. Make sure I get everybody at the end. Thank you, Michael. You too. Appreciate you, Benny. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, Brian. Patch White's first timer. Good, man. And catch now. I'm going to try and do another one in a couple weeks for sure. But yeah, appreciate everybody. Mr. Chris, thank you, sir. And last but not least, Mr. David Clark. Appreciate you, brother. We'll see all you guys on the next one. And be on the lookout for those videos. And, last one. Whippler. We got to get him. All right. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you. And we'll catch you on the next one.